Okay, let's look at number 25. It asks us to compare the graphs of exponential functions, quadratic functions, and linear functions, and think about the rates of change in which they grow. So let's first think about linear functions. So linear functions have a constant rate of growth. So if we consider there, remember when we talked about a table of values for, let's say we had a function, x is 1, 2, 3, 4, and these values might be 5, 8, 11, 14. So we can talk about their first differences, the differences between these numbers. So 8 minus 5 is 3, 11 minus 8 is 3, 14 minus 11 is 3. So linear functions will have a first differences will be equal. So whenever we have a table of values, we can look at those and we can see. If we're just looking at the graph, we can see if it's a line, that it's linear. Next, let's look about quadratic functions. So quadratic functions don't have a constant rate of change, but we know that their second differences will be equal. So if I think about a table of values, alright, so quadratic functions, their second differences will be equal. So if I had this, let's just say it's y equals x squared over here. So 1, 4, 9, and 25. So this is an example of a quadratic function. If I take those differences, 4 minus 1 is 3, 9 minus 4 is 5, and we get 7 and 9. So those are the first differences. And they're not constant, so this isn't linear. But if I take the second differences, 5 minus 3 is 2, 7 minus 5 is 2, 9 minus 7 is 2, the second differences will be equal. So I'll know that this is a quadratic function. The last kind of function they ask us to talk about is an exponential function. And exponential functions have a common factor. Right? So if I were to divide, let's just say that my function will do y equals 2 to the x. So when x is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when x is 1, y is 2, 4, 8, 16, 25. So if I were to divide each of these, so 4 divided by 2 is 2, 8 divided by 4 is 2, 16 divided by 8 is 2. So these are separated by a common multiple or a common factor. So that makes it an exponential factor, or an exponential equation. So what the takeaway we want to know is that eventually, as x increases, so right, as x goes to infinity, as x gets bigger, an exponential function will exceed a linear or quadratic function. Sorry, or quadratic function. Sorry about all the background noises in this one.